Alright, Carmel's back. Got a new flash number plates, looking good. So we're about to make a very cool car even cooler. So what we're looking at, sandblasted all the bits for the aircon mounting and new condenser and that there. And we'll look at fitting some aircon up to her. Beautiful. Alright, folded up some little sections to hold this condenser in. Actually trimmed to size and bolt in there like that. Gives us a little lip to bolt the condenser on. That one's already in place. We'll trim them up and drill some holes and make them work. Okay, after a little bit of cutting and grinding, and we've ended up with something like that. It's going to sit over there like so and give us a good little base to hold our condenser to. So that side we had to trim around the pressings in the radiator support panel. Might even weld some captive nuts in it. And then that one's the same deal, just sits on there like that. Our condenser will bolt onto them little ledges sticking out. We're good to go. Beautiful. Okay, trimmed their brackets up, drilled a few holes. Now it's time to drill some more holes. So these little brackets will affix to the side of the condenser like that. And should bolt into the factory holes in the radiator support, if all things being all things. So that one goes that side, and this one the same that side. Just got to affix them onto the side of the condenser. Away we go. So we'll drill some holes, give them a coat of paint, work out how we're going to fix them. We're good to go. Right, so there's our condenser with the brackets on it. They should bolt up in the factory holes. It's just a universal OEX condenser. There's the part number if anyone's interested. We'll see how we go about bolting her in now. Alright, we've got this condenser mounted up. Our brackets are on, as you can see, through the factory holes. It's quite a nice fit. Snug with the radiator opening. I showed you the part number there before, but it's quite a good size for VK to CM radiator opening. It's just an OEX universal, as I said before. There's where your lines come out, go straight through that hole around there, and away we go. Yeah, no, it's, like I said, it's quite a good fit for a CM, so CL, CM, late VK. We'll keep going. Okay, just running a thread tap into the balancer holes. They got 40 odd years of cack in them, you know. So before I try and bolt the pulley on, I thought I'd just clean the holes out a bit. It's always a wise move. So we've been in there with a spanner now, we're just cleaning the cack out of them, and we'll bolt the pulley on. Let's have a crack. Alright, so we've got compressor mounts on now. Mount for the idler, pulley for the belt. We'll get this little compressor mounted up and see how we go. Okay, got our compressor mounted up. Got the extra pulley on. You can see it lines up pretty good. You look straight along it. Still waiting on the idler pulley. I've ordered a new idler, it just hasn't shown up yet. We've got the radiator back in. As you would have noticed, we give her a coat of paint just to make it look pretty. Haven't put the rocker cover gasket on it yet. A few other bits and pieces, but she's getting cooler by the minute. Anyway, we'll keep going. Okay, I upgraded the alternator while we were going to a 55 ampere rather than the standard 40. So when aircon cars from the factory had a 55 amp on them. So we thought we'd do that while I was going. And just clean everything else up. That radiator hoses on now, trans lines hooked up, a bit more stuffing around. We're getting there. I also just whacked the old pulley on there to get a belt length. I'm waiting on the new pulley to turn up. I've ordered one, luckily enough we can get one the same V-belt, same number, yada yada. That one's actually alright. I don't think that, you know, there'd be a problem with it. It's actually very quiet and, you know, it probably works for ages, but we might as well just throw a new one on there. But anyway, I bolted the old one on there to get an idea of belt length, so when we go down and pick the pulley up, I might grab a new belt while I'm there. Cool. A little bit more on Carmel Salve. So the idler pulley finally turned up, it's bolted on, we've got a new belt on. See there, alignment's pretty good. Put the new rocker cover gasket in it, bolted the rocker cover back on, we'll start putting it all back together now. Sweet as. Okay, we've got Carmel back together and fired up. Clean with that coat of paint. So you see our belt alignment's pretty good, everything's running smoothly, that's what we want. Lovely. Better check and make sure that alternator's charging. That alternator come off another car, but it appears to be charging, so it's all good. Alright, some new glass turned up for Carmel today. You can see the old stuff, it's rather scratched. A lot of lines in it in places and marks, and so we've got new door belts and we've got new front glass. The rears were fine, the tint's already been done on them, but we're holding out on the tint on the front ones because of the scratches. So Elco have sent us some new glass, front door glass. Took a little while to get, but we got it. We'll whack it in. Sounds like a plan. Alright, I've got our door glass and belts out. The old belts, as you can see, they were a bit hard and brittle. We've got some new ones here from RSA down south. They do good work. We'll whack them in and get it set up. So new door belts fitted. Beautiful. Also going to change this mirror while I got the door trim off. As you can see, it's a bit chatty. I've got a much nicer one that'll go on it. Beautiful. You can see why I'm changing it out. The condition of the base on the original one. And we've got this one, it's much more better. Beautiful. I'll whack that one on him. Alright, onto the left door. So you can see we've removed all the belts, removed the mirror, removed the door glass. And we'll start putting them back together. We've got a bit of an upgraded mirror there. As you can see, it's a lot less pitted and in way better condition. Looks a bit nicer on the back than that one does. You see the pitting and marking and that sort of crap. So upgrade that while we're going. New glass, new door belts, we'll have a crack. Much more better. New door belts, flash a mirror, and new door glass. Look, you don't even know it's there. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. Alright, today we're going to do the heater core on this big guy. Let's drop the heater box out and have a crack. Alright, so if you undo the 4 screws out of the glove box liner, this little, you can remove said glove box liner, like so. Gives you good access to the heater box. So then you just got to undo your cables, undo your wires, and the 4 bolts of the fan motor and the 2 bolts under the vent box, and you can maybe manoeuvre it out. Sometimes you do have to take the kick panel off and undo that bolt in there on the dash frame, so you can pull the dash frame out just a touch to give you enough room to get it out, but most times you can manoeuvre it out of the dash. Alright, so we've undone the 4 bolts around the fan motor on the outside, undone the wiring, demister tubes, the little 5/16 bolts, them little fellas there go up under the bottom of the vent box, up under there, and they hold actually a wire clamp in. When you get it out you'll see it, but they hold a wire clamp in that goes up into the plenum. But anyway, we have undone everything. I'll see if I can drop this heater box out. So there you are, took the kick panel off, undone the bolt, got the heater box out. Let's get him out and get him apart and see what happens. I know it's pulped. The first time I started this car after I don't know how many years, it bloody started leaking on the floor. So we've got a recap, let's do it. Right, we've got the heater box out. It's pretty simple, didn't take long. Got a Rico core there from Cool Course down Fishwick. Guy does a great job, so he's done us a core there. Notice this thing's also got the long vent cable on it. I'm actually going to change that while it's out and put a short vent cable on it. the CMs had the vent control over next to the steering column so the driver could operate both. Because I'm putting the aircon system that's going in this car is the big long under dash unit, there won't actually be room for that vent cable next to the steering column. So I'm going to change it back to an early model short cable which operates from the left hand side. It will look like a VJ. But anyway, we'll get into it. That's a bit more love for Carmel. She's getting some aircon fitted, getting the heater fixed, you know, early day climate control happening. But anyway, keep an eye out for the next one. We'll get the heater back in, get the aircon unit mounted up, get some lines on it, get it gassed up. It'll be good to go. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it around, and have a good one. Cheers.